I'm the gifted golf writer Clive Agran.
And I'm the far more modest golf travel writer and photographer David White.
And together we're going to explore the Scottish West Coast region of Ayrshire and Arran. The Open Championship returns to Ayrshire's bonny banks this summer for the 145th time at the illustrious Royal Troon Golf Club. Scotland's West Coast offers no fewer than 3 Open Championship venues: Turnberry's Ailsa Course, Royal Troon and the inimitable Prestwick Golf Club.
The club was formed in 1851. Golf had been played here for probably 100 years before that, but it wasn't a properly laid out golf course. And 8 golfers played in the first event. It was the 17th of October 1860. They started at noon. They played 2 rounds of 12 holes. Then they retired up to the Red Lion Inn for lunch and back and played another 12 holes. And they did all that in 4.5 hours.
You can see replicas of the original Open Championship belt and claret jug on display in the clubhouse.
It's a holy grail.
Frankly, I think I deserve this.
Turnberry has been trumped. We visited last spring for a round and a look at the proposed changes. Love him or loathe him, possible President Trump, that'll be interesting, does get things done, and the plans for both the hotel and the golf courses are nothing short of spectacular.
2, 3, 4, 1.
And that leaves us to put a quick word in about Royal Troon, this year's venue for the Open Championship. And what a venue it is. We played with the stalwart Stuart Watt.
Alright Stuart, here we are, Royal Troon, first tee. What's the secret to playing the course?
The secret of playing the first is to stay down the right hand side as near to these right hand bunkers as you can, because it opens up the green. You'll find if you're coming in from the left hand side, the green's surrounded by bunkers and the pin positions are usually behind those, so the secret is to be right to middle.
And the course generally, are they making it harder because they've got the Open coming here soon?
They certainly are. They've been laying a load of sand on the fairways and the greens have been hardening up. They're trying to say that the pros at the Open will check on the second bounce from a clean shot off the fairway. So if they're coming out the fringe or they're coming out the rough, extremely difficult.
Keep out of the rough.
Keep out the rough, keep out the bunkers, hit it straight.
We might have a problem.
Right.
The first of the par 3s, what are the par 3s like here?
The par 3s are very difficult. They're all individual in their own way. They ask different questions of the approach shot. The fifth here is on a plateau green with bunkers left and in front, and to the right, you miss right, you're down a huge embankment and you're very tricky shot. You miss over the back, you're in jungle, and to the left, again, a very difficult approach, you're chipping over bunkers. Key to scoring in Troon is parring the par 3s.
Should be easy enough, shouldn't it?
No.
This is it. Postage stamp. Proving that a hole doesn't have to be long to be tough.
And so the round unfolds. Royal Troon is a truly spectacular golf experience and one we look forward to witnessing during this year's Open Championship. Those are the big guns along Ayrshire's blessed coastline. But there is no shortage of heavy armoury throughout Ayrshire and Arran that will satisfy every level of player, both for challenge and aesthetic appeal. Dundonald Links perhaps isn't so ancient, but it's very much a natural, challenging championship venue. Demanding tee shots need to gain length, especially if the wind is up, as it most often is. Just across the railway tracks is Western Gales. This course is just right in terms of challenge and achievement. A flowing links with wonderfully natural turf, which gives your irons that satisfying thump. Glasgow Gales is next up, just across the street. A decent test, but dare I say, not quite as charismatic as Western Gales. Meanwhile, a few miles up the coast, West Kilbride is a less heard of links with amazing views to the island of Arran. There's nothing to discourage you on these breezy links in such a gorgeous setting.
There's so much going on here. We've got the Waverley, we've got Ailsa Cray, we've got golfers, we've got the Isle of Arran, we've got sunshine. What more can we want other than a couple of decent golf shots?
Irvine Golf Club is another one of our favourites. The first few holes are slightly quirky, especially the 3rd, 4th and 5th, but they're zesty little challenges with a sting in their tail. Getting back to the town of Troon, its 3 municipal courses are surely the envy of every town council. Sticking with municipal courses, a trip down to the town of Ayr must include a visit to Belle Isle Park. Touring pros of old always insisted on a round at Belle Isle when they were in the area, and so should you. Whether you're into poetry or not, the very best day out in Ayrshire is to be found at the Robert Burns Birthplace Museum, where, by pre-arranged appointment, they will have a piper waiting and a haggis lunch served by costumed locals, complete with a wee dram at the end of the tour. Culzean Castle was President Eisenhower's favourite hangout during and after World War II. Just a couple of miles north of Turnberry is the A.D. Rattray Whisky Experience and Whisky Shop.
Welcome to the Whisky Experience. But work it.
From every coastal course in Ayrshire, the views of the island of Arran are tantalising. So why resist? Hop on a ferry and you'll be there in less than an hour. Referred to as Scotland in miniature, with rugged peaks to the north and pastoral plains to the south, Arran offers no fewer than 7 golf courses. And each is completely unique. You land in the town of Brodick, and 5 minutes later you can be teeing at Brodick Golf Club, overlooked by magnificent Brodick Castle. The next course is a midget in a mammoth setting. Corrie Golf Club, sheltered by Goat Fell, is definitely a place to come. The same can be said of Loch Ranza Golf Club, where herds of red deer barely blink as golfers stroll by, leaving them to munch the sweet grass. On the south side of Brodick is Lamlash Golf Club, again with breathtaking vistas of the Holy Isle, now a Buddhist retreat. There's a zesty little 9-holer on the other side of the island called Machray Bay Golf and Tennis Club. Even though it's a rudimentary, purely for fun 9 holes, you don't want to miss this either. The late, great Walter Hagen didn't. There's one other course on Arran that golfers simply must sample. I've played it a dozen times, and coincidentally, that's exactly how many holes there are at Shiskin Golf Club, a lovely little links on the island's west side. There are golf pundits purporting that 12 might just be the ideal number of holes for a golf course. In the beginning, Prestwick Golf Club only had a dozen, and Jack Nicklaus has been promoting a 12-hole circuit on his home patch in Ohio as the perfect course configuration. It does save time. In Shiskin's case, this argument is somewhat spurious. Once you've sampled the joy of these 12 stupendous links holes, you immediately want to go round again. Maybe 24 holes at best. You certainly can't get enough golf of the quality that you find here in Ayrshire and Arran. Here we are at the PGA Merchandise Show in Orlando, Florida, 2016.
And ready to show you the best that golf has to offer.
So let's get inside and see what's going on.
I grew up in Utah, kind of have a little bit more of a taste for classic men's style concepts and bringing them back into golf. Concepts like denim.
Wow. That's not denim.
It's not denim at all, but using a golf-friendly fabric, something that's great to swing in.
Got a little bit of a Western thing going on.
Yeah. I mean, I'm born and raised in Utah. We definitely have some fun American, subtle Western type feels. I buy or wear a shirt that you can't wear everywhere else. I didn't want to come out with another rain jacket that you just wad in your bag and never ever use. So we came out with a reversible concept. This is a water-resistant nylon outer shell. Turns into a flannel lifestyle jacket. Can save you in the rain, but you can turn around and go to dinner with and really have function outside the golf course.
We're a Portuguese brand. The shoes are made in Portugal. I think that's very important to assure the quality of the shoes.
100% waterproof.
Yeah, all these shoes are 100% waterproof.
By the end of the 18 holes, they will still feel comfortable. They will feel like they were wearing no shoes at all.
You may think I'm a little impartial choosing Italy. What's the big news? Tell them.
The big news about golf in Italy is the fact that the Ryder Cup's coming to Rome in 2022. It's just been announced very recently. Well, golf is still relatively new in Sicily. There's about 8 or 9 courses now, including 2 5-star resorts. Verdura with 2 Kyle Phillips courses, 5-star deluxe resort, and Donofgada, which has 2 championship courses, 1 links and 1 Gary Player Parkland, designed for gastronomy, for the wines, for the culture, for the friendliness of the people, for everything that people would associate with Sicily.
Chuck,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
from Scotland, we don't get a lot of sun there. But I'm intrigued by your glasses.
You can actually get a very good sunglass without having to pay an arm and a leg for it. Decentered optics, which all of your big brands will be familiar with. We have TR90 frames, which is the best frame material in the world.
Everybody wants to make 5-foot putts. Those are the money putts. It comes in a tube, rolls up, you can throw it in your golf bag. Works at home on the carpet or in your office. You can hit putts. Works great on the putting green. Takes the place of a lot of guys use chalk lines or alignment rods, and it totally eliminates the need for that. Sure. The track is the width of the hole, so it teaches you to keep your putter square, and after you practice a while, you're center cup every time.
Nate, this is becoming a bit of a tradition here.
Yeah, thanks.
Last year the driver, and this year, best iron.
We're really excited about this XR OS iron, the OS standing for oversized. It's got a little wider sole, so it's going to be really versatile off the ground. It features our industry-leading face cup technology, so really hot ball speeds and really forgiving all across the face. Just a really good iron, just for a wide variety of players.
We all want to save strokes.
Yep.
So tell us about this putter.
This is the new Odyssey White Hot RX putter. We combine the most winningest putter insert of all time, the White Hot insert, with the Metal X roll pattern.
What does that mean?
The Metal X roll pattern, what it does is it gets the ball rolling truer more quickly off the putter face.
It's great to be back here with you, Klaus.
Thank you, Roberto.
And as you know, as the CEO of TrackMan, your company has been a leader in golf science and has contributed so much.
Well, this year we are launching what we call TrackMan 4. With the new TrackMan 4, we actually have 2 radars within this box. One radar focusing at the golf ball, far away, 200-300 yards out, right, left, high, low. And we have another radar in here focusing right in front of you at the interaction between club and ball.
Beautiful design.
Thank you. Yeah, Danish design.
It's yeah, of course we know that. Look at that. Wow. It looks a little sexier than last one.
That's true. It definitely does. Thinner, more in it, but thinner and better looking. That's true.
All golfers out there know that Honma is high end. It's a luxury club. Mm-hmm. What goes into a set of Honmas?
Process of production is totally different. We continue producing our products at our own factory to maintain our quality. Weather or humidity change, we change the process of production. That kind of thing.
Inside the factory, it's not controlled.
Inside the factory, exactly. To make one piece of gloves, over 100 craftsmen involved in the production.
In that club right there?
Yes.
100 craftsmen?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a fancy looking club.
We change the kick point, it depends on the customer's needs.
We're hearing lots about softballs that have still got distance. Bridgestone's got a lot of things going on. They've got ball fitting. That sounds good.
And what we're able to do in the ball fitting program is actually analyze the data and build a golf ball that's specifically for the amateur in mind.
I think I better get myself fitted for a golf ball.
Absolutely.
That's the one. We're here to award the best driver for 2016, but you've created a bit of a dilemma for us. We just don't know which one to choose, the M1 or the M2.
Both the M1 and the M2 are born from the same DNA, meaning they're constructed very similarly. Maximum adjustability with M1, maximum distance and forgiveness with M2.
Absolutely cool, and it's a slight dilemma still, which one do we choose? But as always, especially with TaylorMade, but with all golf clubs, you've got to get them fitted. All right, well, I just don't know what to do. It's the M1 or the M2. Leaning towards the M1 a little bit, but I love them both.
Well, we got the clubs, the clothes, the technology, everything we need now to have a great year in 2016.
The only thing we've not got is an excuse. So let's get out there and use some of this fabulous stuff that we discovered at the PGA Show 2016. Magnetic bands have been around for years. Many tour professionals wear them to help relieve pain and increase flexibility. This therapeutic technology continues to evolve. Now the next generation of wristbands has arrived, using silicone with negative ions within a flexible, comfortable band. What does this technology actually mean? Cell phones like this and computers are integral parts of our life. Unfortunately, they generate positive ions, which cause fatigue and muscle stiffness. The magnetic ionic bracelet counteracts this, giving you increased flexibility and general well-being. You can discover this for yourself with a simple test. Most golfers can manage a 90-degree turn during their backswing, but with a magnetic ionic bracelet, they often can turn as much as 120 degrees, or even more. This happens because the titanium and the germanium oxides generate negative ions in conjunction with 6 small but powerful magnets. Comfortable and stylish, it's adjustable for all wrist sizes. This guaranteed anti-fatigue benefit was developed by Peter Fleming Products of Paris. Check it out in the Wellbeing section at peterfleming.com.
Next, we're off to the magical city of Marrakesh. Marrakesh is truly fascinating. In the swinging 60s, a cavalcade of hippies went tripping along on the Marrakesh Express. Now, as Morocco turns increasingly to golf to boost its appeal, it's golfers that are taking a trip to Marrakesh. Marrakesh, surely one of the most tantalizing cities in the world. It takes a moment or two to adjust to its bustling tempo. On the streets, donkeys, horses and carts mix in a maelstrom with cars, trucks and mopeds. After dusk, the place to be is Jamal El Fina Square, the magical throbbing heart of the city. Berber tribes once sold slaves gold and ivory here. Today you can pick up a nice line in glow-in-the-dark helicopters. Or you might prefer some olives. The square sits alongside the souk, a teeming labyrinth of the extraordinary. We lodged at the appropriately named Hotel du Golf, the obvious place to stay. It's at the epicenter of all things golf, and there are 27 holes here called Palm Golf Marrakesh. The birds certainly seem to like it. Built in 1990, the course is now managed by Troon Golf, who bring it into line with the high standard being set by the new courses around the city. Troon Golf also manage Palm Golf Marrakesh Eureka, a brand new development sure to become one of the hot favourites here. Brand new buggies, brand new golf course, brand new swing. Let's hear from Stefan Talbot, National Director of Golf Courses for Troon's Moroccan Properties. Well, I'm here on the driving range with Stefan, who's the General Manager of Palm Golf Morocco. What's so special about Morocco, Stefan?
Marrakesh, with now 11 courses, 12 courses, is becoming a real-time player. So we're really excited to be part of this and opening courses in Marrakesh, Casablanca soon.
And this course, I mean, it's hard to believe. We played it today, and I have to say it's in sensational condition, but it was only opened in November, is that right?
Yeah, we just opened. Still overseeding for the winter season.
And it's quite a sort of friendly course, isn't it? There's no horrible rough, there's nothing that's really going to frighten the golfers, is there?
Yeah, I think visually it might intimidate a few people, but you're actually right. I mean, there's a lot of space. You got to work your way around the golf course for sure. I mean, you got to know how to play the golf course.
And the greens are impress me enormously. They're immaculate.
My superintendent doesn't like me to use the term the best greens in town, but I'm still using it, and we'll still use them for a long time because they're really, really good.
In the unlikely event you grow weary of golf, there's always water skiing at the aqua park next door. But there are even more exciting antics on the golf course, as young Michael eagled the last. Very close by is another new course, the Montgomery. 5,710 metres or 6,250 yards off the usual visitors' tees is possibly a tad short, so why not try it off the whites, which is definitely more challenging. Marrakesh is also an amazing city for gastronomy. Whether you wash down a traditional Moroccan tagine with sugar-sweet mint tea, or far more likely in our case, with excellent local wine, it'll all taste good. We seem to be specialising in long late lunches on this trip, which is not necessarily a bad thing. You can stay in a riad like La Sultana, one of the many Moroccan boutique hotels built around a cool courtyard. If you have the stomach for it, you have to take in some traditional culture. Some of us were a bit late for our last round at Assoufid Golf Course, another new but impeccable Marrakesh experience. Well, here we are on the range at Assoufid, and just as it is before any round of golf, I'm always excited. But today, I'm especially excited. Why? Because I was given a tip and a whole new swing thought by the most unlikely of people. David White, the director and producer, has given me a tip which I found enormously helpful. But I don't want to tell him because he'll take all the credit. Anyway, let's see how we get on. Go! Well, it's not going quite as well as I thought. Here we are on the first hole and a bit of a problem, but I've still got this for par. Oh! What was that tip he gave me about your... Oh dear, I think I've forgotten. Still, I'm oozing confidence at the moment. Well, to be honest, that was a rather disappointing start, but I can't blame the course. The course is at immaculate condition. It's in much better condition than my game, to be honest. I don't want to talk about my golf anymore, so let's hear what some others have to say about golf at Assoufid in particular, and golf in Marrakesh in general. Right, I've got Mike here, who's one of the pros at the Grove, just north of London. Have you been to Morocco before, Mike?
I haven't, no, it's my first time here.
And what do you think of it?
It's incredible. The weather for December is absolutely amazing. The culture is mind-blowing. And the golf courses are really good as well. It's excellent.
Yeah, I saw you in the souk. Did you get involved in any purchases or any activity like that?
No, I kept my hands in my pockets. It was a great place. The colours, the smells. It was so busy. It was amazing. Yeah.
And what do you think of the courses?
The courses have been excellent. Today, this golf course was my personal favourite. The views. It's probably one of the most picturesque golf courses I've ever played in my life, with the mountains in the background.
If you have some spare time, and we highly recommend that you find some, head for the distinctive range that surrounds Marrakesh, the High Atlas Mountains. It's only an hour's drive away, but such a completely different experience than that of the city. I was headed for Kasbah Toubkal, nestled under the highest mountain in North Africa, and passed, along the way, Richard Branson's Kasbah Tamadot, noted perhaps for a future visit. Passing through apple orchard valleys, the road narrows to a mere trickle. Then we reach the village of Imlil, the end of the road, and from here we had to proceed on foot, or burrow if you prefer. There are clusters of communities perched precariously high above the valley floor to avoid the spring floods. People come up for a few days hiking, all the way up to the largest mountain in North Africa. But me, I'm just up for a couple of hours. I think there'll be a nice long lunch in a wee while. But a cup of tea first. A nice cup of Moroccan mint tea.
Need to go.
Yeah.
Have a bourbon whiskey.
Bourbon whiskey.
We call it a bourbon whiskey. In Atlas Mountains, so we drink it lost.
Yeah.
And here there is no wine. That's why we call it a bourbon whiskey.
Yes. Very nice. Not quite the same as Scottish whiskey.
Yeah. No.
This is the main street we're on. Aye. And so to Toubkal. If it reminds you of Tibet, that's exactly how it struck Martin Scorsese when searching for the ideal location for his film Kundun, the story of the early life of the Dalai Lama. Welcome to the Kasbah. Kasbah Toubkal is a fascinating project, a high fortress at the gateway to Jebel Toubkal. Not so long ago, the Kasbah lay in ruins until an English geography teacher and local gentleman began the process of restoring it. Now, it's at the heart of this rural community. It's a glorious retreat from the rigours of the modern world, with 14 comfortable ensuite rooms, 3 family rooms, and a self-contained house. The garden and airy terraces offer uninterrupted views of the mountains. I soon began wishing I was here for a week rather than just a day. It was much cooler up here. Winter and the first snows like days away. From slippers. A jalaba from one of the guest rooms soon sorted that. I'm a Moroccan man.
Berber man.
But it's such a relaxing place, it's amazing. You could just come up and sit and listen to the birds, hear the waterfall. It's just very nice. Then it was a wonderful lunch, followed by a session in the Kasbah's hammam, which was heating up nicely. What a way to end a perfect day. Kasbah Toubkal, I shall return.